Hi, friends. I am Ragamani, a management coach and a trainer. I've been with industries in various positions, starting from middle management to the senior management in groups like Tata Murugappa Group almost for 28 years. My major area was on operations and supply chain management, and I am conducting this supply chain management and logistics trainings for various industries, multiple industries, maybe close to some 2,500 hours or minimum I would have spent on this training of in particular this topic particularly. And apart from this industries also, I conduct customized sessions for business schools and many other business schools. I conducted in IIM Bangalore, IIM Kozhikode, IIM Indore, and there is a standalone institution in Bangalore called as Indus Business Academy, then Zyme, then XLRI. So a lot of other things there. See, I have the combination of academic teaching experience as a visiting faculty and online sessions. Now I'm conducting a lot of things to the institutions, and the combination what I'm saying is in the industry I have practically we have done this and experimented this, and last 4 years I am into this management coaching business, and maybe close to some 15 to 20 industries I would have done this coaching on various things, and particularly on supply chain management and logistics, close to around some 30 to 40% of the companies which I have dealt of so far, and carrying a lot of vast experience in this area. And we'll see in this session about the customer accommodation and other details. Okay, so welcome to the session. So what is the overview of customer accommodation? Customer focused marketing, it is one thing, then customer service, then customer satisfaction, customer success, and developing a customer accommodation strategy. So here the thing is basically it is on customer what is say orientation, customer service, and it is a strategy to see that the customer is being how it can be accommodated, because ultimately we all do business uh, to ensure that we are satisfying the customer requirements and ultimate needs. It is not just only, it's not main focus is on what is saying the business is being done for profit generation or something like that. But according to me, it is a thing, it's a value creation which we do it for a customer, because customer is not getting a free service from us. Okay, they are paying and they're getting a service, so we have to give a prompt response. We should give an adequate response. We should get a we should give a what is say a clear focus on the customer, because one thing what I strongly believe is if there is no customer, there is no business. Okay, so that's the thing. Other side of it, see if we talk all those things, but when we get into our regular life, so we don't what is say take care of all those things. But we expect when you go to in a shop or buying something, or if you become a customer for some of the product or services, we expect that they should respond to us in a what is it in a bigger way, and the way which we want actually. Okay, so it's very difficult in a customer service, so customizing the requirement of each every customer and satisfying it is mm, it's a it's a big challenge, but still they are doing it and they will do it, because it is not only the survival of the thing. So I have seen many people from sales, many people from marketing, many people from operations, they do it with fullest satisfaction and fullest passion. If this both is not there, then what will happen, there will be a big gap in the what is the output. So that's why I am saying once again, this business what we are doing, it's not only for profit, it is a value creation process. It's a value creation for yourself and value creation for the customer. So who is a customer? Let us understand. From the perspective of the total supply chain, the end user of the product in the consumer market. Okay. Um, so that's why we called as two options, no? The B2B, business to business, and business to customer. That's the thing we talked about the end user of the product in the consumer market. Okay, companies is a customer in the business market. Okay, that's why we tell for better understanding B2B and B2C. So, commonly when we discuss on business friends something like that, we shortly get a B2B and B2C. So that is a perspective in a total supply chain. What is perspective of a specific firm within the supply chain? That is, intermediate customer organization exists between the firm and end users. See, another way of customer, what we call this, what we call the customers, actual customers, that is we call external customers. That is outside the organization, and there are all the customers inside the organization. Yeah, some when I talked about this in many of the areas, so people used to surprisingly ask, how come there could be a internal customer? Because we are serving the customer externally. That's true, but there is a concept called internal customer thing, because each process, the what is say the previous stage of a process is a customer to the next stage of the process. Okay, for example, process A is a customer of process B, and process B is a customer of process C. Why we say this? Like A, B, C, D, like we have so much of process. Maybe in some organization it will have 2 or 3 process. Some organization it may have 14 process. Some where we have some more than 14 or something like that. But here, what is very prime and important thing is everything should be interconnected, and everything should people should have be in line with the organizational goals, as well as also meeting the end customer challenges and requirements and needs. This is the thing actually. If this is not interconnected, that's why we call a chain, supply chain. So this chain, if anywhere it is a weak links are there. Okay, I repeat, if there is any weak links in between this there, so what will happen is definitely that could be a small or a bigger impact in the output which you are going to see, maybe in the process, operations process, or in outcome of any business process. There will be a gap will be there, and there will be impact on the product or the services which you are providing to the customer. So the very vital thing is that, so the departments are what to say, the process owners should be interconnected and should be have a inline thinking, and they should support each other. They should what to say, they should carry forward, they should not carry forward the mistake which the previous person has done. They try to rectify it and move it forward without exposing that that is the biggest issue is there. So that's why we have to run the business, and see that it's being, so that we these people are we call it as internal customers. Okay, and it will be very surprising that, if you hear there are some few companies where they have what is the internal customer satisfaction survey also, because generally what we do in practice, most of the thing is only the customers outside the organization are being consulted or being inquired about the what is the service performance and the product performance, and they are getting to what is a customer satisfaction survey. Okay, just to understand where we are, the current standing point is there. From there, from where we have to move upon based on the feedback from the customer, they will do it. But there are many organizations today, in particular in Tata's, there are some few groups of Tata where they follow this very seriously and sincerely, and this they name it as SLA, service level agreements. That means process A became customer to process B, and they draw a service level agreement between them, setting what are the deliverables which A give to the B, and similarly the B has to give a deliverables service level agreement to the C. So this way it is being interconnected, and the outcome will be very much what do you say, beneficial to the organization, and very beneficial for the respective stakeholders. So that's the thing we call as internal customer satisfaction. And from perspective of the logistics manager, any delivery location, for example, the customer homes, retail or wholesale business receiving the clocks of manufacturing plants and warehouses. So these are the things actually we do that. Basic principles in the marketing concept. The customer needs and requirements are more basic than the product and the services. Okay, different customers have different needs and requirements. It's true, because even when you say in our personal life, in our family, when you are four of us or when you are six of us, whatever the thing, each person's perception, each person's requirement, each person's need varies from person to person. So when such is the case, that your customer you cannot have. See, for example, we have a operating procedure. We call it SOP, standard operating procedure in an organization. So we that is for our internally what we had to carry out the things, but we cannot have a SOP for your customer because each customers are unique in their own way. So we have to collectively we have what are the things and needs and requirements of the people, and accordingly we can try to customize a procedure how to deal with them all these things. But the procedure cannot be standardized that this is a way that we can deal with across all the customers, because it is becomes a very difficult to customize in such a way that, so because it is a unique requirement, it is a different needs which comes to the people. See, for example, if people are going to a restaurant, okay, so maybe four of us in the family we are going, or four of us friends are going, so but it is not mandatory that all the four has to order the same food. So that comes standardization. So when you do the standardization, what happens? Easy to order, and the person who's bringing the bearer who's bringing the food is also easy for him. Four set of dosa, four set of chapati and dal, and what is say four set of kulka and what is it dal. If you order, it's a simple thing and easy to what is say take the order and execute it the fast. But it is not practical, right? Because each persons, even though we are friends, we are going, four of us we are going, the ordering pattern definitely varies because of individual needs and requirement, correct? So in that case it is very difficult to customize thing there. But we have that is a requirement, even when taken happening in a restaurant, same thing in an industry or in any businesses, the customer expects that, so which it's our duty to serve it, because it's ultimate requirement of the customer what asks, and we have to uh, do a proper justification towards that. The product and services become meaningful only when available and positioned from the customer's perspective. So many times what happens is it happens that what is say due to various reasons, sometimes a particular product may be not available. For example, if we take DMart, okay, so they ensure that it is being available all the stuff. Suppose by chance, if I'm going with a lot of what do you say expectations that these shelves, these my items will be there, I can complete the entire my what is say my what is that my requirement there. If I get into that, I can cover it and I can just commit. And even though I spend some 2 hours, I can purchase all the required items for my home needs, and I can just come back. That's no thing. Otherwise, what happens? I have to, if I have some five or six different items or things, I have to go to different shops to buy everything, and there's a lot of time consumption and things there. So today's old people are not ready to do that. That's why actually this departmental stores, this what is a big malls are started coming, and we also start getting used to that. Okay, and we also have advantage because under one roof everything is available and we can go and get it there. So the basic thing is it is also mandatory for such organizations that are in e-commerce thing should ensure that the availability of the particular product is there continuously. Otherwise, what happens? So the person once, sorry, the customer once they get in and they find that it is not available for them once, maybe a second time, there could be a chance that they can what to say look for a different what to say shops or stores, whatever it is there. So it is very important to become that the what is say we have to ensure that this is being available, and it should be very important, it's meaningful. So here one more thing which point to be noted, it is not to what is say point out somebody or something, but let us take some let's take in a service sector. Okay, I don't mention it is automobile service, or it may be mobile service, or what is say a telephone industry, whatever thing. Let us take in common. The thing is, what happens in most of the cases today, people what I say in the organization finding very difficult to retain the people first, that we should accept it, because the retention strategy is very less in many of the industries, and it's very mandatory that we have to ensure that, because we spend a lot of time in training the people, and just like that we cannot afford to leave them. And what is the impact of it? There could be a different there is a set of customer who, when they're getting into the showroom itself or the service center, they will be looking for asking where is the X, where is Y. So that type of things influence people, make influence in customers also. Okay, it's right or wrong, that is a different debate, but customer has such expectations. So when such people are not there, just sticking to that for a long time, then it's going to affect thing, and it going to reflect very badly on the organization. That is one thing. And second thing, what happens today very practically, if you want to see, due to the sometimes what is a shortage of resource or something, the companies just take some manpower, just they morning, if you see that morning that the girl or the boy would have joined, okay, by the afternoon they'll say that this is a job you have to do. So here what happens, there's a lack of little bit training for them, and when they get into that, see, whenever when we are dealing with the customers, it's very sensitive. Because why I'm telling sensitive means all customers are not same. Some customers will be very emotional customers are there, very what is say, people who tend to what is say get so angry so fast. So there'll be the mix up of people will be there. According to that, the people who are serving them, they should also have some adequate hands-on experience, or at least some knowledge about that in handling the customers. Today what is happening is, in particular in the service area, so it is that we have to accept, even though there is some error and mistakes from that side, and we have to accept, and we have to maybe we are also, when we are also a customer, we have to compromise. People started compromising on one of the part, but the mistake what they that organization they do is they take it very lightly, and they don't, some of them they don't take it very seriously, that is going to impact them in the longer run. So what I'm trying to say is thing is, the service or the product which we are providing the customer should be very meaningful. It's not just like that, what is it, trying to just satisfying the customer and just get away from that. It's not that. It should be a true sense. We have to do it because it's a value creation process that only will stand for a long time. Just not money and other things going to stand for that. So profit is an important area in the sales volume. What is the transactional relationship management, relationship marketing? So the transactional marketing is a traditional strategy which are focused on creating a successful individual transactions between the company and its customer. Okay, fine. What is relationship marketing? It's a new strategy with a focus on the development of long-term relations. This is a thing I told just a few seconds back. So it is not a one-time affair. It's going to be a long-term. So that customers go, we call later them we call as key accounts, or we call as potential customers, because they have to stay for a long, and we have to see how such more customers we can bringing into our account. That's very important. So the thing is the focus on the development of long-term relationships with the key supply chain participants in an effort to develop and retain a long-term preference and loyalty, because the short term doesn't work. So any business requirement is that we should have a loyal customers, and particularly we call now most of the thing we call as key accounts. The key accounts is a thing which is a driver of thing which we push indirectly. They push us to do a lot of things, and also the challenges, they put challenges in front of us, and they try to bring out the best possible from us. That's why actually the business can grow, and business can get improved day by day. So relationship marketing is a segment of one where micro marketing into one-to-one marketing recognizes that each of the individual customer may need have unique requirements. For example, Walmart are the target of both mass and merchandisers. However, the requirements interact logically with the suppliers difference significantly. One-to-one relationship can significantly reduce your transaction cost. No doubt about it. Better accommodate the customer requirements. Move individual customer transactions into a matter of routine. So when you do a one-to-one relationships, and it is having a lot of what is say, people can either side people can understand what is the thing, and any gaps and misunderstanding can be sorted out immediately, and we can better that the organization can accommodate the customers and their requirements. Discrepancies must overcome to enable in goods and services. So discrepancy is the space refers to the fact that the location of the production activities and location of consumption are seldom the same. Okay. So discrepancy in terms in the time, it refers to the difference in the timing between the production and the consumption. Discrepancy is in a quantity and assortment refers to the mismatch between the customer demand and manufacturing supply. So customer seek small quantities and a wide assortment. See today, it is not like earlier days. So today we are in a, not a what do you say, a monopoly market. So today there is a lot of business, what do you say, tough competitions are going on. In these conditions, not only for that particular product matter, uh, the organization or the business should be ready to cater what is the variation levels of ordering pattern which a customer has. Sometimes the customer asks for 5 pieces, some customer asks for 50 pieces, sometimes customer asks for 50,000 pieces. So what is expected from the supplying organization is whatever may be the variation in the fluctuating in the demand or the quantities which the customer experts you to deliver, you should be ready enough to do that. So that's why we have to build a system. The business model should be in such a way that you should be able to cater the need of customers in the small quantity or the medium quantity or larger quantity, whatever it is there. So it depends upon the thing. People should, what is the organization should be equip themselves to carry out these activities. The firm specializes in large quantities of a limited assortment. So for generic supply chain service inputs, spatial convenience is the amount of shopping time and effort to be required on the part of the customer. Okay, the lot size, that is a batch size, is the number of units to be purchased in each transactions. A waiting time is the amount of time the customer must wait between the order and the receiving the product. So this is very crucial because the waiting time should be at the minimum possible. Okay, so that we call as lead time. So lead time, that is between the what is it, when you get the order until you execute the order. In the customer front, it is the thing which they give the order and they receive the product. So here we cannot, even though sometimes it is justified, but we have to get aligned with the customer expectations and requirements because see, for example, they require some important material for next day's work. So if you say that we'll give you the next week, so that's no, it's not going to be solved. But at the same time, we cannot do a magic immediately and do that. So what is that magic we have to do? What are the things we have to do is we should lay what is a set of what is say business norms and business requirements in such a way that the operations should be carried out whenever the customers should be able to address the requirements. So that type of system should be there. That means, for example, the company should see that whether they can simplify the process and bring it out faster. That by reducing the thereby they can reduce the lead time. That is one aspect they can do. We can go for semi-automation systems where we can reduce for the lead time and improve the productivity. That is one. And or maybe at the worst conditions, we can plan for some keeping some inventory in place of different models and variants of the particular product, seeing that it's being really available for the customer and customer can take it any point of time. But here only one thing what you have to say is when you want to keep some inventory, you should be very careful. See that the inventory carrying cost doesn't overshoots the budget. So that's an important thing we have to do. Otherwise, we have to do some alternative towards that. The product variety and the assortment differs from the supply chain. The supermarkets may have 35,000 of items in the shelf. It's obvious. Okay, most of them they get it from the source, and there is no much intermediaries in between there. Okay, that's why they are able to. The one important thing, that's why they are able to give it at affordable prices. Correct. Warehouse stores generally has stock of 8,000 tons on the items, and the only one is brand size and other things. Like convenience stores may stock only a few things based on the what is say their past experience and other things. So level of the customer accommodation. The supply chains provide a mix of service, both generic and custom, in order to accommodate a large what is the range of customer requirements. Each service mix can be configured and following customer communities, customer service, customer satisfaction, and customer success. What is the best customer service providers provides the customers with the right amount, with the right product, with the right time, the right place, the right condition, right price, and right information. These are the rights which R's. Okay, the 7 R's has to be taken care. That is right amount, right product, right time, right place, right condition, right price, and right information. These are the thing mandatory which we have to focus upon, and it is what do you say? It's a basic requirement. It's not that we are doing a big service to the customer. It's a basic requirement which we have to be equipped ourselves to what do you say? Take care of the customer demand and other requirements. So elements of customer service, the availability, that is fill rates, stock out frequency, the order shipped complete. So one thing is that, as I told, the availability is the things that there how fast we can fill it. Suppose if we have what to say out of stock, or we can such situations, it has first of all it has to be monitored continuously, and we should not allow that stock out situation to happen. By chance, in very rare situation, anything such happens, we have to be very fast in getting it what is getting it filled with the particular product in the shelf. That is a requirement. Operation performance, speed and consistency, flexibility and malfunction recovery. Here today, particularly in the business, the operation performance, when you call the speed is a key. Speed is a key for any organization to move at what is a greater what is say momentum. That momentum is considered by the way the speed the firm or the organization or the company is equip themselves to carry out this. Not only equip themselves, they should be mentally get prepared for that to execute that the speed of level. So that means that it doesn't happen by its own. It has to be have a what is say a structured approach should be there, and the people who are associated with that structured approach should be properly what is it trained and empowered. So that means the speed will happen. Otherwise, why I'm using this word empower thing is, if a person is waiting for some getting some what to say from a directions from the next level, then what will happen, that could be a delay in the what to say in the decision making process, and things can not go at the speed which it is expected to do that. So these are some things, the empowerment which we have to really think of. Maybe in all the cases it cannot be done, it is understood, but there are some cases where we have to define that, and we have to make ensure that it is put it into a process. And consistency, it's a very key thing. Anything what we do, even if you do in a personal life, if you, for example, if you are reading something, you should have the continuously, you should have the reading habit. And when you are some of us in the beginning of the year, in the January, we take a lot of resolutions. Okay, but what happens, very soon it is disappears from us. So that should not be the thing. And when it comes to business, the consistency is one thing which, for example, if you take a service quality or a product quality, both is should have that utmost priority, and see that it doesn't have any sort of gaps in these cases, and see that and ensure that it is being done at the highest priority, and because it is a mandatory. It is not that you are doing a obligation to your customer, it is a requirement, because the consistency is matters a lot. In the process, yes, we should have a consistency. Process means not I'm telling manufacturing process alone, any business process. So there should be a for example, if you're generating what I say 100 invoices in a day, all the 100 invoices should be as per the requirement. That's all. You can't tell the customer, because still uh, based when I was working in industry, now I'm doing a lot of consultancy with on supply chain. Many people, when we see some invoices with even though we use a lot of software, there are some mistakes. It is not mean that software is making a mistake or the computer is making a mistake. There could be an entry issues, or there could be some what is say item code mismatches could be there. So these all be man created errors and man created issues, which we have to see that it is not being done, and we should see that in each and every stage of the operation, what to say, the consistency is being maintained. Okay, because that's the need of the hour. Flexibility, those days are gone. When you say monopoly, they say that this is my price, this is the cost, this is my delivery time. Today, all these things you cannot talk to the customer, because customer has a lot of other options. You cannot say that, see, my process is like this. I still today I hear from many of the people when you talk about that, sir, you are I ordered this ordered lead time. I am not telling in the general what is say consumer goods. I am talking about even industrial goods. So this my ordering sorry my manufacturing lead time is so much, and I cannot, for example, it's 10 days. If you're asking within 2 days, it's not possible to give. Okay. Today we are not afford to say this. Even though it may be true, what we have to see is we can see how we can reduce that 10 days to 5 days, 50% reduction, how we can do. And there are a lot of case studies are there where it is possible to do. But only thing is we have to be focused and we have to see what is say without effortlessly we have to focus on that. Definitely that is being possible. Okay. So one thing is that we should have flexibility in the operations, flexibility in the business, and the thing is, what is say, we have to be ensure that we don't have a very, we should have set rules for the organization, because without ground rules we cannot operate. But at the same time, we have to see that, for example, one of my mentor used to tell something. So we have a lot of sets things there, and but if when somebody is dying, we have to go and see the rules and regulations, and whether I have save a people. The same context, actually, there was one chief minister in Tamil Nadu very long back in the 1970s or something. How many people be knowing think that his name is Mr. Kamaraj, and he he did had his basic education in a school. He just came up and finally he grew up to the level of chief minister for more than 10 to 12 years. Okay, and he was most respected chief ministers in the country, we can say. He was man of principles, and he had only two dhotis with him, and a very simple life till his death. Till his death. So the thing is, we should have a flexible in not only in life, also in your business process. That this flexibility should help the customer in getting their requirements fulfilled. That's the thing, in short we have to say. A malfunction of recovery, then service reliability, damage free, error-free invoices. Just before I talked about error-free invoices, shipment matches the order, the shipped out to the correct location. Because why we are telling in advance, I think these are the experiences which we face, what to say, in the day-to-day life, and which this is not acceptable. But only worrying factor is that even though when this happens, then it's a better thing that, what to say, you can tell your customer that, sir, actually, it's wrong, so we just corrected it. The matter ends there. Instead of that, many people, what they do a mistake is they started giving justification for that mistake. According to me, that is the worst thing which we are doing, and we are, what to say, we are getting into a lot of complications because of that. We should not do that. Availability is, what is the capacity to have inventory when the fill rate measures magnitude. The stock out occurs when a firm has no product available to fulfill in the customer demand. And the orders shipped and complete requires the shipping everything and customer orders to be counted on the shipment. Operational performance deals in the time required the customer order. The speed of the performance cycle is elapsed the time when the customer established a need to order the product delivered. Consistency of the order cycle is measured. Flexibility, as we told, actually the firm's ability to accommodate the special situations and unusual and unexpected customer records. This is a key. I'll just repeat what to say. The flexibility is a firm's ability to accommodate. Okay, that's we're talking about customer accommodation. Okay, special situations, unusual or unexpected customer requests. Because that's the things. For example, you have a set of thing, and a customer is coming and saying, for example, you are serving a customer with a mobile phone with some features or things. When the customer says, ask that, no, they ask very unrealistic things, so definitely we cannot do that. At least they can, when they say that, can you just customize this and give it to them, and if you're ready to do that, and the customers will be very happy to get the service from you. Instead of saying that, no, I will just give the mobile, you go and do the configuration or other things. If you started telling, then there's no point in doing it, correct? So doing that unusual things in an unexpected situation is the biggest thing for the customer. Because for example, I tell one of my experiences. I have multiple experiences. There was one situation in a customer where he was approached by his sorry, the customer was approached by a customer asking that, what to say, this what to say, it is a particular product, what to say, it is a watch. So why I'm taking the examples, I was working for Titan Industries, also in a quality department for a very long time. very senior positions. So, particularly, I got why I should say others. I got a experience that when a customer asked directly to us that stating that see this time and everything is being there. But what is my key recommend is I see one particular model. It's a ladies model. It's a small dial and the watch will be very small in size. But the thing is, we have only two options given for me. So I went along with my what to say. He's a managing director of an organization. He want to what to say gift to his staff on a special occasion of the organization. That is, they are completing the what is it 10th year of their business for both male and female staffs. And so for the male, he got some good watch and he selected them to. But for female, he liked one particular model. But what was the thing is, he thought that instead of generally what happens, thing is here we have a leather strap and metal strap in the watches. Okay, the two things comes generally into that. In leather strap also generally in, only in two colors. One thing is black and one is brown. This is a common thing which people use. So he wanted a leather strap apart from this black and brown, which is a little bit unusual doses. Today, you can go, you can see that many things that we can people have. The thing is very different things is people have the requirement of other things. But today, what the situation is, it is available. But those days, maybe I'm telling some 15, 16 years back, it was not available. So when I asked him, what is your recommend, sir? So he told one thing that see, black and brown is good, it is nice only. But I thought if you can able to provide me with straps with multiple colors, maybe some apart from black and brown, another two colors where it can be what I say, people can just wear according to their occasion. That maybe if the girls will wear that according to the dress which they are wearing for the day for that occasion, according suitably that color of the strap can also it could be a matching combination could be there. So instead what it comes to my mind also was that no, it is not possible, sir. It's a standard set of designs which we have, so we cannot do that. But somehow it triggered me that instead of saying no to him, I told, sir, just give me one day time. Tomorrow morning I'll promptly call you and will address on the situation. So we internally quickly discussed the information with the design department. Initially there was some hesitations into that, and finally what happened, the team thought that this is a starting point for our innovations and improvement journey, so let us try. So, and finally, end of the evening, they told, okay, you please tell to the customer that yes, it's possible to do. And only thing is that give some time of 1 week. So he told that, okay, 1 week is too short, too long because within 3 days I need. So I told, okay, sir, 3 days we'll try because to be very honest, we didn't tried it so far, and this is the time which we are going to try this. And quickly we took this project and we completed this, and we very successfully within 3 days we were able to with the available resource we are able to come out with multiple what is the colors with red, green, yellow, and other different colors of leather straps, which are able to do that quickly. We are able to do that, and we told the customer, yes sir, actually these straps are ready. Just see that if you're satisfied, then we will assemble to the watch and we'll give it to you. And then he was occupied with something. Then I myself I carried away from where from we have offices in Hosur. From there I traveled all the way to Delhi. I shown the samples. Those days there is no much of what is it. Today we have a lot of online virtual meetings and things happening today. Those days that facility is very limited. So I went and showed him, and he was quite happy and told that okay, quickly maybe you can assemble it and give it in within 2 days. I need some 200 watches immediately. So from there itself, I called the factory and told that yes, the customer is very happy about that, but they need it within two days. So they told the manufacturing team told that you know that very clearly it is not possible. I told yes, we have I have given the commitment to the customer that we will do that. So somehow we have to make some alternatives to do that. And finally, we delivered that watch. And till today, that person is in close contact with me. I'm also supporting some of his business, sitting from in what is it, Bangalore. I'm just supporting him in a lot of activities, what he's doing in Delhi, and he's having a lot of operations in Gurugram and other areas. So that's a thing actually, that is a sense of satisfaction, and that is a thing where I'm talking about special situations and unusual or unexpected customer requests. So that is a because that is a day where when we have not done that, actually the Titan would not come out of a different color requirements of straps and other things. So the service reliability is a firm's ability to perform all orders. So service reliability involves the combination of logistics attributes beyond a simply an availability of operational performance. It's a damage-free measures, error-free invoices, shipment matches the order. This is the thing actually. The perfect order is ultimate in the logistics. The perfect order is an order that is deliver complete, deliver on time, delivered at the right location, delivered in a perfect condition without any damages and other things to the consumer, to the packing and for the product inside, delivered with a complete and accurate documentation. This is very important. So we cannot just like say that yeah, something went wrong, kindly excuse. So very rare occasion you can use that word, but often if you are using, then it means that there's a big gap in your business process. We have to correct ourselves. This requires a total order cycle performance to be executed with the zero defects. Because, for example, when you are saying a lot of excuses, just take a condition where a lot of components is being manufactured and produced and assembled in an aircraft. So is that the aircraft engineer can say that it's one time it is possible because it is flying in high altitude. If anything happens, it's a risk of entire crew members, pilot, and the passengers inside. Let us consider every situation like that. Then we will be very cautious about using this word sorry. Consider an order cycle that achieves a performance of IM levels and probability that in any order, any order with no defects, what to say, probability that any order will be delivered. Okay. Therefore, the probability that an order has problem of 11.5%. The basic service platform is a commitment that we ought to perform. In the customer A, availability level is medium, the operational performance is high, the service reliability is above the average. Okay. In the platform, the customer B is availability is low and medium and average. So here the thing is what level of service reliability level we are going to talk about. It is a basic service platform. First thing is availability level, next is service reliability level, and third one is operational performance. Okay, so the service in the supply chain, the many firms establish their basic service platforms using two factors, competitor or industry acceptable, and second one is the firm's overall marketing strategy. Correct. And very importantly, the zero defect approach is not taken across the board for all the customers. So what is the customer satisfaction? The expectancy of the disconfirmation states the customer's expectations of a supply performance are met or they exceed, the customer will be get satisfied. The customers will be satisfied if the supplier meets or exceeds the customer expectations. Today we call it customer delight. Customer experience related to logistical is reliability, responsiveness, access, communication, credibility, security, courtesy, competency, tangibles, knowing the customer. Last one is a very key according to me. Other things also equally important, but knowing your customer is very required because we should know by person, because there are some companies even in the logistic field which I know that I worked with them, so they don't have much clues about their customers. And when once we're asking a person, have you met that person whom you're dealing? You're telling no, sir, we're working with them, doing business for last 5 years, but never he has met his customer. Okay, at least for courtesy, sometime you find some occasion we have to find and we have to meet the customer. It is not that for that when you meet the customer in person, we can understand much better his expectations and requirements. So how customer expectations are created. This is a shell which you can see that where the seller and customer, how the communications are being driven from top to bottom or bottom to top approach. Okay, so identify the gaps and must fill to that. There's a gap one is knowledge communication. It exists in some cases which we have to correct it by training and other recommends standards. Performance, the difference between the standard and actual performance. Then gap four is overcommitment. This is the biggest mistake many of us does. without knowing something. People say that tomorrow I will give, day after tomorrow I'll give. Definitely they know that it's not going to happen. Then why should give a false commitment? Okay, let us be realistic. Tell the fact to the customer. But in the immediate instant, the customer may get a little bit upset. But it is always better to tell the facts rather than saying something and getting into a complication in the later stages. Perception: the customer sometimes perceive the performance to be higher or lower. Satisfaction in the quality. That is increasing the customer expectations is very much important. And you can see here, that's why I talked about first level is dissatisfaction, and just about the red mark what you're seeing is a delight. So that's very important there. So competition in industry will often raise the minimum standards that customer expect, and it is also good that the customer keeps on challenging us, and we also keep improving ourselves. uh, what the customer is not sufficient. Satisfied customer may not be happy with the supplier's performance. Customer satisfaction focuses on expectations, not customer real requirements. The considerable research suggests that satisfied customers were still likely to get it back. These are three levels of customer focus. One is the customer service, is customer satisfaction, and third one is the customer success. And the customer focus is equally important in all the cases. Achieving the what is it customer requires the knowledge. Not all customers have same requirement. As I told initially when the beginning tools, they are unique in a way, and we have to customize many of the things. Okay, know your customer process. First know your customers, then I'll say that know your customer process also. Determine how your capabilities can enhance your customer performance. Extend, that means, for example, if a customer is continuously getting some product or service from you, and in the due course you are also understand that they are having some issues, maybe related to your product, may not be related to your product and services, maybe other things. Suppose if you are able to pitch in and we can able to do some small support to them, based on your past experience or something like that. Or if not, you cannot do that, you know somebody who is good in that, you can just refer to them and see that the customer is put into in a very comfortable zone, whereby why this is it is not with the intention of when I'm doing it they'll get pleased by my behavior and they will come back with more business. No, no, it's a general what is say it's a what is say level of thing, empathy which we have to show to your customer always. External supply chain boundaries, introduce a new performance metrics, because always we tend to be very what to say play safe, that we have a type of metrics which is very comfortable to us, and we try to say that in every meetings, there in the top meetings or in the regular meetings. Yeah, this is my levels which metrics are done, and we have in many cases I surpassed, or I what to say I exceeded my targets. That's not point to say. Have some realistic target and try to exceed that. That is the develop a value added services for the selected customers, because some customers may have some unique requirements. Based on that we can have a customized setup exclusively for this is about what to say moving towards a customer success. Value added services are the first step in achieving the customer success. The value added services is, for example, as I told, when they are asking for some service, they'll have some associated some support or something like that. Whether they'll ask that whether they can able to do that. So, see, for example, when you are in a logistics thing, when we are supplying, taking an item and going and delivering the product. So if they say that okay, if we can deliver in such a container thing, so they will say that we may say that no, 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 this is being sent by your customer like this, we cannot do anything there. I will just come and deliver it. Okay, give a try. If possible to do. If still it's not there, I can tell politely. We can say that with our facility available infrastructure, sorry that we are not able to help you now. So we will see that we can take into account and see that in future how we can do that. That could be a better option of instead of saying ignoring that option at all. There are some times where I have seen many what to say when doing and deliver something, people say that no, no, that box has something, then can you just put it into another box and send to me, yeah, for various other safety and other reasons. We have to do that. Transportation carriers, warehouse firms, and other specialties may become intimately involved in making the value adding activities. For example, a retail customer may decide to unique pallet stations, other things. So the thing is, Why this unique validation is actually when you do a cross-talking activities, uh, then it is loving, what to say, it will be very helpful in doing that activities in the particular point of time. Developing a customer accommodation, like a strategy, is a basic principle of supply chain logistics that customers should be segmented based on the service needs. Okay, then easy for you to identify and easy for you to what to say. This classification help you in operating in a better way and efficiently way, and effective and efficiently. Supply chain must adapt those segments. The companies need what they need for doing this. A framework of choosing the appropriate customer specific strategies, programs for customer relationship management. These two things is a prime to take this success strategy moving forward. So framework of choosing a customer accommodation strategy using the profit categories is like success and other basic services. The customer relationship management has grown today. That is we call it CRM. Is a process of improving the overall performance of the business by better understanding of and anticipating the wants and need of the customer. Ultimately, what we are doing for business, it is for the customer requirement and addressing the customer needs. It is not, once again I'm repeating, it's not only to generate revenues and profits. Okay. One CRM example is Procter and Gamble as employees who live and work in the city of the largest customer. Logistics as a primarily responsibility of many processes that drive the value and the customer success. Thank you for your patient listening. So once again, I just repeat one thing that customers, we are the businesses for the customers, and we are doing businesses not for profit, it's for the value creation. And when you do the value creation for your customer, as a byproduct, you will get the profit. So the thing is, the customer has to be accommodated at any point of time, any unusual situations, any unusual requirements is coming, we try to address it and see that our customers are happier, and by the time, by that thing, we are also be happy for that. Okay, thanks for patient listening. Have a happy learning. Thank you very much.